And indeed, welcome to Alex Garrett Podcasting. You know, with the Kenny Dig Sports Radio show, I've kind of been a little less newsy, but I'm fired up. I'm fired up tonight because did you hear this today?
Although Australia, UK, and US partnership, AUKUS, it sounds strange and all these acronyms, but it's a good one. AUKUS are...
So Australia, the UK, and we, the United States, have entered a defense pact. And why this fires me up is because think of the week we've had already. We've had testimony about the Afghanistan withdrawal the last couple of days. We've had Secretary Blinken face calls for resignation on both sides, according to The Hill. They had no plan. They knew they'd leave members behind. And this pact between the three countries, AUKUS. You know, the kids today say the word AUKUS when things are awkward. So say it with me. Awkward AUKUS. Even President Biden today acknowledged that it was awkward.
Although Australia, UK, and US partnership, AUKUS, it sounds strange and all these acronyms, but it's a good one. AUKUS are...
I mean, it just kind of reminded me of Frank Drebin about how silly the Queen idea. I'd get that cup for you if I wanted to. But anyway, the point is, this plan comes at a very awkward time. AUKUS comes at a very awkward time because you're seeing calls for resignations for both Secretary of State Blinken, who's no honest Abe Lincoln, and Lloyd Austin. Now, this is crazier. Antony Blinken of the Secretary of State and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. This is crazier. If you thought Bob Woodward was this anti-Trumper, going to reveal all the secrets type of thing, oh no, he does it on both sides. The Watergate journalist Bob Woodward teamed up with Robert Costa in a book set for September 21st about the withdrawal of Afghanistan. And this book was formed way before the actual withdrawal happened. And the mess would happen. And the 13 U.S. service members would be killed in terror attacks. The book's called Peril, and it explores how Biden was determined to withdraw from Afghanistan after 20 years of U.S. involvement. Releases September 21st, and if you're a sports fan, you know that's when Mr. Piazza hit the big homer 10 days after 9/11 at Shea Stadium. But anyway, here's what Robert Costa and Bob Woodward write. That Austin and Blinken pushed for a slower withdrawal. Blinken told Biden on a phone call that he was hearing from other NATO ministers that the U.S. should gain concrete steps toward political settlement. Around the same time, Austin reportedly came up with a proposal for a gated withdrawal in 3 to 4 stages. But Biden apparently said, our mission is to stop Afghanistan from being a base for attacking the homeland and U.S. allies by Al-Qaeda or other terrorists. Not to deliver a death blow to the Taliban? Wait. According to this book, President Biden said we should not deliver a death blow to the Taliban. What the what? What the F, man? Are you kidding me? Not deliver a death blow to terrorists who will shut down the country to anybody wanting to leave it by August 31st. Look, I was not pleased with President Trump the last few months, and admittedly, I did not vote for Trump in 2020. But I'll tell you this. you can still react to what's going on with this administration and Joe Biden and President Joe Biden. You can still react to that. And I'm going to react. Because this is disgusting. It's a disgrace. Antony Blinken and Austin, I think, should face resignation for not pushing Biden harder, as a matter of fact. But President Biden saying we can't deliver a 10th blow to the Taliban. Look, Bob Woodward wasn't doing fake news during the Trump years. He's not doing fake news here. He's being a journalist, if I'm being honest with you. And I think for Blinken and Austin to let it go the way it did falls on them too. Someone has to resign. Someone's head has to roll down a now gated Washington, D.C. I think it's stupid that these January 6th riot supporters want to do another rally in front of the Capitol over the weekend. Are you kidding me? Did you not see what happened January 6th? How can anyone support that? Except extremists can. So now D.C. has to blockade the Capitol again. Where I remind you another day that Congress doesn't have to get a vaccine. So why is the city and even the state forcing this on New York and forcing businesses to now shut down indoor dining if they don't have the staff to collect vaccine proof? Chaos. And did anybody sign up for this chaos? No. You could say, well, people voted for it, but they didn't vote for this. They did not vote for this. Unfortunately, there's not much heat being put on any of this by the media, I feel. Instead, it's this obsession with now preparing for the January 6th supporters, which, all due respect, they need that attention on them. They need to be told not to come to D.C. to wreak more havoc. But to now have President Joe Biden saying we do not want to have a death blow to the Taliban tells you all you need to know. Tells you all you need to know. And so, yes, President Biden, this Defense Pact, AUKUS, comes at a very chaotic time, at an awkward time, when your defense is being criticized for not being on defense in Afghanistan. The Department of Defense right now has been grilled this week on Capitol Hill. Secretary of State Blinken's been grilled. And what a perfect time to enter a defense pact. Am I right or am I wrong? Tell me, Alex at alexgnyc.com. And that's where this latest column I wrote feels quite timely. It's called Imagine President Joe Biden building a Coliseum. Now, where would I come up with such a crazy headline like that, right? Well, Zocalo Public Square. I've had a couple authors, an author on from there about 007 James Bond, but Zocalo Public Square has a piece by Edward Watts, Professor Watts, Doctor of History, and a professor in UC San Diego history, basically saying that withdrawal from a war by Roman Emperor Hadrian helped benefit the Romans. Now, when you think about their collapse, remember the Roman Empire, fell. When you think of that collapse, is it right to say that they should have withdrawn? I mean, the idea that they should withdraw from these wars, it led to their demise, their downfall. I'm 100% sure of that. And so, can we be honest and say a withdrawal, like the one we saw in Afghanistan, could lead to effects here? But here's where Watts sounded very almost similar to how we withdrew from Afghanistan, almost in favor of it. Hadrian said that Dr. Watts said that Hadrian had built the Pantheon, Temple of Zeus, and more pointedly, he said this about the infrastructure of Rome after this withdrawal from Parthia. I found this very, very interesting because what are we seeing here in America? A push for a $3 trillion infrastructure plan. And what are they saying? I've got to find this article, sorry. What did he say in the article when an empire withdrew from an unwinnable war? He said this. He said, Hadrian devoted much of his 21-year reign to improving the lives of Romans within the empire's boundaries. He put down internal rebellions, and then spent much of his reign traveling across the empire, repairing infrastructure, and building new public buildings. This $3 trillion push sounds kind of like that, doesn't it? But here's the thing. I don't see President Biden building a Colosseum. I don't see him being a Hadrian. I don't see the lives of Romans improved if their empire fell. And this withdrawal in the 100s definitely led to that. So let's not compare the Romans withdrawing from wars as a good thing to us withdrawing from Afghanistan the way we did in disgraceful fashion. You think it was disgraceful? 13 service members dead, a country in ruins, Americans left behind. And what did President Biden want? He wanted to make sure we didn't deliver a death blow to the Taliban. That might have been a very poor foresight. And hindsight will prove that as the days go on and as these hearings go on. You might have seen it on television all 2 days. And you might have seen headlines, but obviously the media didn't want to cover it as much as they wanted to cover the Ali Raceman, Simone Biles' dramatic and very important testimony of how the FBI dropped the ball on the Larry Nassar investigation. But I feel like we're kind of used to the FBI dropping the ball around here these days, aren't we? I'm Alex Garrett Podcasting, alexgnyc.com, alexgnyc1. Please join us, and we will talk to you soon.